Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist,
Brad Haney, physical
and
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob, and that's a good opinion.
That's right. I think you gotta talk now, Brad.
Yeah, Bob, this is something that's near and dear to my heart, and the reason it is because it started to involve my daughter in the last few years as she got into high school and into the weightlifting room for her activities, track and basketball, etc. And she's talking to me about lifting and what kind of lifting they're doing in the weight room. And of course, at the YMCA, I see it across the population. I don't see as much of this with the at the YMCA, but these are lifts that are being done, instructed by coaches that supposedly know what they're doing, and they do. I mean, coaches are typically knowledgeable. They're good people. But if you're doing these three lifts, you put the risk of injury to your low back from here way up
Very
to
high
here.
risk.
Right.
And it's funny, as soon as Brad mentioned these to me, because I've been a weightlifter most of my life, I remember seeing these in the weight room all the time, especially when I was younger. It was like, and even then I kind of knew it looked kind of bad.
Right.
So,
But as a therapist, a certified strengthening conditioning specialist, which I am, they do not teach you. This is not by the book. And therapists know for sure that
Yeah.
these are really putting stress on the back. So number
all
one,
right. I'll get out of the way, Brad,
All right.
go to it.
bent over rowing. It's a good exercise for the arms, but this is how it's taught and what people are doing. Okay, here's my dumbbell, so that's for demonstration. You can see through the weight, so you know it's not very heavy, so I'm not gonna damage my back doing this. But you're gonna pull the weight up to here. Yeah, good exercise for the arms and shoulders, but Bob, show them where all the
Terrible
stress is.
stress on the back, terrible stress.
Yep.
The stress is incredible, the amount of stress in the intradisc. It's just, you're really, if you wanna hurt your back, this is a great way to do it.
You better believe
If
there's
there's
a
someone you
lot.
don't like, go ahead and have them do it.
There's a lot better ways to do that, to strengthen those muscles than that. Okay, the next one, straight leg deadlift. Now this is what they're having the runners do, is to strengthen the hamstrings, because the hamstrings need to tighten up to pull up, and that's true. So yeah, you're definitely gonna work some muscles and probably increase the strength on the hamstrings and the low back. But look what you're doing to the spine, Bob.
Again, whenever you go into that rounded out position like this,
Yep.
and you're putting weight on it, oh my God.
Yeah,
You're-
and then the instruction is to keep the knees straight, which makes sense as far as the hamstrings are gonna work more, but the sacrifice to the low back is certainly not worth it. A lot better ways to strengthen the hamstrings and the low back than that. Terrible way. And the next one are something called good mornings.
Okay.
This is like good morning to bad back pain.
There we go. Good morning, wake
So
up.
what's going on here is you got the weight over like this, and particularly you guys out there, because guys, when they got weights, you gotta get big, strong weights and get as much as possible to show off to the girls, etc., and the guys. And this is what's going on, Bob. They're going
Oh,
down
yeah,
like
awful.
this, and then up.
Terrible stress on the
Yeah,
back.
I mean, it puts your back in a good position here, but the
Right.
last thing you wanna do is go in this position. If you just know some physics and you figure out the torque, and this is what we have to do as therapists, in school, you figure out the torque on the low back when you have weight and you're holding it here, or wherever you're holding it, it all ends up right there on L5, S1,
yeah.
and that disc is gonna blow out of there if you do that long enough. So those three lifts are things that
Highly dangerous.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
This is not even worth a debate.
Right,
to be honest with
you
so.
better believe it. So anyways, there are other options to strengthening other than those three, but scratch those off and have a healthier back.
Yeah, sounds good.
So what about it, Bob? Are we gonna
Remember, slap that
subscribe?
subscribe button.
And I feel strong like bull. Look at that, Bob. I got 3 pounds.